Can we file this key down to fit this lock with this file so that it opens? Boom. I think we can. I'm going to give you 5 steps to ensure you can do it too. Hello, welcome back to LockLab 101. What we have here is a Hermex, and we're going to impression this key to open this lock. And I'm going to go over 5 steps to make your impressioning process a little bit easier. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to conduct key preparation. Okay, so yes, this is a brass key, and brass is more malleable than steel, but when we stick it in this lock and bind it to get marks on here, impressioning marks or impressions to file, we need to set this key up for the best chance of receiving those marks and marking it in a way that we can see it, right? So we need to make the key as soft as possible. So the way I do that is with annealing. So what I'll do, I'll put a key in a pair of vice grips, and then I'll take a torch, and all I do is okay, you can see that key is red hot now, and we're just going to let it cool. I'm going to put it down right here, and we're just going to step away from it for a little bit. And what that does, that changes the metallurgy of the key, and it essentially makes the key very malleable and soft. So here's a key that has not been annealed, and if I took pliers, yes, I could bend it. But here's a key that has been annealed. It's one that I've done an impression on before, and you can easily bend it. Okay, like that's the difference. In my opinion, annealing is pretty important to the impressioning process because it maximizes your ability to see those marks. Okay, so this key is cooled down enough to the touch, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in a holder. You can have just a pair of vice grips also. Smaller set of vice grips is just fine. So the key is annealed. It's very soft now. Now what we want to do is prepare the blade of the key. And the first thing I do for that is I take this file. This is a very, very fine file. It says a number 6. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take off all the burrs. So this is what it looks like currently. And I'm not taking a lot of material off. I'm just kind of polishing it. Like that. Okay. And then I'll take this sandpaper here, and this is 400 grit sandpaper. I'm going to take it here, and I'm going to polish it. Get it down to a mirror finish. And I want to get it down to a nice, very shiny polish, right like that. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this key under a little better magnification. Okay, when we look at this under the microscope, you can see what that kind of looks like. Pretty uniform. What that does is any impression that we get is going to be readily seeable. Let's go on to step number 2 that will ensure successful impression of a key. Binding method. When I have a choice, like with a padlock, and I'm impressioning, I always try and impression with the pins on top. Okay, so the pins are on top. So the way I do it, and the way I was taught to do it, insert it, and what I'll do is, if the lock can go either way, then I'll do it both ways. In this instance, the key only moves one way, so I'm going to put tension. I'm going to put clockwise tension on it, and then go up and down. And I'll do that like 3 times, and I'll rock up and down like this. Let's take a look at it. Okay, we got some pretty good marks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we have 6 marks, and I'm going to put a line at every one of them. So what I've done here is I've put a line. See, boom, right there. That's a massive impression. That's another one. It's not necessarily, and they're not all in the line, you see, and that's what allows you to be able to single pin pick. right there. That one's a little fainter in the center. That's a pretty good one. And then the very last one. Let me come down here a little bit. Okay, that's a really good impression right there. That's pin 1, pin 2, pin 3. It's right here. Pin 4. Pin 4, the 4 is very light. Pin 5. Pin 5 is right here. Right here. Pin 6 is that mark right here. You see how I just draw a line down? And I do that with just a standard marker. Right like that. Nothing big. The next thing I want to show you is filing technique. This rat tail file here, it's a number 4. Every mark except a cleanup stroke, I file it 3 times. And when I file it, so I'm not just pushing the file over, I'm rotating it like this. I'll steady the file with this hand. And now you see how important those marks are. And I'm just following those marks down. Okay. This is where research pays off, because this Hermex lock uses the same bit key and bitting as a quick set. What we can do is come in here and I'm going to measure some of these. 7.8, okay, that's the number 2. They're all right around, okay, 7.78, that's close enough. When we started this, they were all on a 1 cut. For a quick set, a 1 cut. And we brought them all down to close to a 7.8. So essentially they're all at a 2 cut now. If any of these would have read 8, I would have kept going until I got down close to 7.8. No pin is going to be at shear line at 8. You need to bring it down to 7.8. And if we get marks this time, I want to bring them from a 7.8 down to a 7.2. All right, so let's re-impression. Put it in, tension, up, down. All right, next thing we need to do is look at what marks need to be. Okay, that's perfect. That's number 1 right there, and you can see it right there. See the striations from the filing and then the smudge. Okay, 1 needs filing. Okay, that's a mushroom right there. That's a big one right there. So 1, 2, nothing on 3. And what you see, all the striations from the file, there's nothing interrupted there. Maybe a little something there, but I don't think so. I don't see anything. It's 4 right there. There's 1. 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, and 6. Right, boom, right there. So come back up here. 1, 2, 4, and 6. Alright, so next thing we do, we rinse and repeat. Let's get this lock back over here. Gives it some tension. Good. Move this back over and see what we got. Right here. Right there. So one needs. Let's see what we got. Boom. That's it. Haha. Right there. All right. Okay, so first off, let's get this out. Let's see what our cuts were. 6.06. So pin 1 is a 5 cut. 2, 5.4, 5.6. 5.6, closest one is a 6. So that could probably come down a little bit more. But it's a 6 cut. 3 is a 7.12. So 3 is a 3 cut. We determined when it stopped binding. 4, 6.5. Okay, 6.5. Alright. Which is closest as a 4 cut, 6.6. And then pin 5. Then pin 5. 5.6. A 6 cut. And 5.7. 5.7. 5.7. We're right in the center there. I'm going to say it's probably a 5 cut. Now, you see why I draw those lines in there. And you see why I anneal it. Those were 5 steps that I've learned over the years of impressioning. Well, I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please consider watching my other videos, like and subscribe, and in the comments let me know of another step in the impressioning process that you'd enjoy me doing a deep dive into. And as always, thank you very much.